Jason Todd. Some people love him, some people hate him, and at one point in his life, that made a real difference to his life. I need to retake that. Alright, as some of you know, I'm in a real Red Hood mood this month because I got to ink Trevor Hairsine on Red Hood and the Outlaws issue 23. Go check it out. And if you're interested in purchasing or even just looking at original art, it's all posted over at Cadence Comic Art. Check it out. Hey homies, what's up? This is the first episode of Season 2 of my YouTube channel. I've had the channel for a while, but I really didn't start posting anything till last year, and I figured this would be a nice time right at the beginning of summer to start Season 2. So here we have Jason Todd, and as I said in the intro, I'm in a Red Hood I'm in a Red Hood mood this month, being that I got to ink an issue of Red Hood, and we've got some other Red Hood news coming up that I'll be able to announce next week. It's not super big news, but just not allowed to announce it yet. So, anyways, back to this. So the video didn't capture the inking process, and by inking process I mean the red lines that are done over the image. I use a modified pencil in Procreate that's been customized to act a little more like a brush, but give a textured line like a pencil. I really like it for doing these sort of pieces. And then I knew I wanted to use red and green, so I kind of picked a more burgundy, a deeper blood red, and a more muted green. I don't know what green you'd call that. I used to know the names of all the colors when I was young and learning all of this. Now I just think of red and green. And now I'm going in and laying in little red highlights around, or not highlights, but warm spots around the cheeks, the nose, the lips, and the neck, things like that. And I hadn't decided from the get-go where the lighting would be, but once I started blocking in these shadows, I knew I was on the right track. So Jason Todd and I go way back. He was the Robin when I started reading Batman and Robin comics. I had known Dick Grayson from the TV show. I was about, let's say 7 or 8, I think. I think he came out in 1983 or 1984. And that was right around when I started reading. And then when I was around 12, it was 1988, I, like a lot of other fans, had grown irritated and annoyed by Jason and his bad attitude and his lack of respect for Bruce. And DC gave us the option. They gave us a phone number that we could call and we could say if we wanted Jason Todd to live or die. Now, this was, maybe they had done stuff like this before, but in my comic fandom, I hadn't seen anything like this. We really got input besides writing letters and meeting creators. So you bet I called and I wanted Jason dead. Yep, dead. So cut to later that summer. We get our Death in the Family series. We get our final issue. I think Mike Mignola did the cover. Jim Aparo was doing the interior art. And I couldn't be more excited to find out what had happened. You know, we didn't have the internet to spoil anything, so you had to wait till, I think it was a Tuesday back then when comics came out. So I rushed to the shop with my allowance. I pick up my issue. I go home. I'm reading it. And I have never been more sorry or depressed in my life. Watching Jason get beaten to death with that crowbar by the Joker really had a profound effect on me, knowing that I had something to do with that. You know, he had been annoying, and I kind of wanted Dick Grayson to be Robin, or maybe a new Robin to show up since Dick was off playing Nightwing. And, you know, I wanted Jason Todd gone, but I didn't know it was going to come to this. I didn't know I'd have to watch this. And it was a real life lesson for me. I really learned how to adjust your feelings for people you don't like, whether they're real or fictional. And, you know, people will say when they don't like somebody, like, oh, I hope he gets hit by a bus, or I wish they'd walk off a cliff. And And really, gosh, that's such a negative place to go. And I learned that at a very young age here, thanks to DC. So I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Jason Todd. And I think this month I'm going to try and make it up to him by producing lots of fantastic artwork, not just for him, but for you guys as well. So we're going to have a lot of fun. I've got a couple things I want to do, different Jason Todd pictures, and then I have a few mashups I want to do, like Red Hood mashup with Shadow Man from Valiant Comics, and fun things like that. So we're gonna have some fun in the next few weeks surrounding the Red Hood. And like I said, next week I will have another announcement. Nothing too big, just DC doesn't let us announce things before they're officially scheduled. But I'll have something for you there. And yeah, we're going to have some fun. So now I'm getting to the final touches in the painting here. Like I know what I want to do. I know where everything's going. Still just using that red and the green. The only third color I used was the red for the hoodie, which is a little brighter. And that was just for the design sense to make it pop a little bit. But here we go, adding more layers and layers, just like an oil painting. Just layers and layers of transparent colors. And then going back in with more opaque whites to brighten up behind, around, the highlights on the nose, the cheeks, stuff like that. Trying to find the right balance. And I think we did. So here's the sketch we started with. Real pencil in a sketchbook. And then like we showed at the beginning, we tighten it up a little. Get it to a point where we're happy with it. And then do the underpainting. Then figure out the final design in shadows. And there we go. So this is a lot of fun. Thank you, Jason. And I'm sorry. And don't forget, if you want to show some support, my creator-owned book, Death Betty, is available digitally on Comixology. We have 3 issues up. They're only $1. I pencil and ink it. My friend Adam Jackman writes it. We have John Francois Bellew on colors and Josh Cozine on letters. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
Stupid cat.